Hey everybody, it's me, DeogenZ, bringing you another edition of Pokemon of the Week. This week, what we are taking a look at is another top-tier dragon type. It is Salamence, or as I comically called it when I was in my dyslexia days, Slamcene, because, yeah, I just did. Anyway, this is probably my favorite set that this poke can possess. And you know me, I'm just the old kill you before you even see me coming type, where I want everything maxed out in speed and physical attack. And even better, this thing is like a Crocodile in the 5th and 6th gen. It gets the additional ability option of Moxie, which is maddening for any physical sweeper. It's probably the best ability you could ever ask for on a physical sweeping set, and I'll tell you why. Every time you defeat a foe, any poke that falls to your Salamence, and ideally you switch in on something that will run away from its dragon force, and in that time you'll be able to use Dragon Dance, get a plus up on your physical attack, and then take out whatever comes onto the field. And when that happens, you get additional attack bonuses. It's the best. One of my favorite abilities by far, and on one of my favorite pokes, which is really an awesome combination. Another cool thing that you want to include is Steel Wing for sure. Back in the days of Black and White and Diamond and Pearl and all those good times before fairies appeared, Steel Wing was just a fun option, maybe to take out ice types, although that's a good thing to realize is that by having Steel Wing, you knock out 3 of its weaknesses. And the dragon type weakness, of course, is taken out by Dragon Claw, but it's a race of speed, which is the beautiful thing about Dragon Dance. Not only do you get boosted in attack, but you also get boosts to your speed. So really, switching in at the right moment is crucial to getting those boosts and starting to set up a sweep. That's really why these pokes are labeled as sweepers, as they are. If you set them up properly, they will sweep your opponent in no time. Just a few turns, and they won't know what happened because you're on a mega boosting rain. And the beauty of having that Moxie ability is you don't need to use another move. You can save all your moves for the battlefield, offensively. So Dragon Claw, of course, you need as a stab. Earthquake, always good for maximum coverage of other things. And some interesting other options lie in the additional move pool, such as Brick Break, Zen Headbutt, I like that move, and Fire Fang. I've seen some people do mixed sets with Salamence, and that's all well and good, but for me, whenever I see a maximized stat being naturally on the side of physical attack, I just want to focus on that all the way and make sure all of those moves are maxed out. Plus, there's no options such as Nasty Plot or Calm Mind for Salamence, so to me it's more feasible if you want to set up a superior sweep to use Salamence in this physical set. But we also have a viewer submitted set, so let's go to that. Set 2 comes in from Badassxscrafty, and it's his Menacing Wall set. Get it, Salamence? Oh! Alright, enough with the puns. Basically, what you have here is not a sweeping type poke. You have something that's meant to stall out your opponent and annoy them immeasurably. However, a couple things about this set that have some flaws. And I'm going to point out, first of all, Earthquake. I don't know if you're battling automatons when you're taking on trainers, but sometimes you're taking on NPCs. But if you're battling a foe that switches into a flying type or something that has Levitate, this set's completely disabled. So I would start off by switching Earthquake with its stab move, because if you're going to Dragon Dance anything and keep boosting defenses and resting it up, then definitely make sure it's its stab so it's most effective, even if it is a resisted type move. The next thing I would advise you about is Iron Defense Rest combinations. Those are cool, except for the problem that you have to choose between defense or special defense, and I believe Iron Defense is only physical. So you're leaving yourself wide open for a large range of fairy and ice type moves that are oftentimes special, like Ice Beam, and are oftentimes equipped in many metagame pokes like Moonbeam, or what is that, Moon Gem? I don't know the new fairy moves, quite frankly, but I know it's something with the moon, and it will destroy Salamence while it sleeps. sound asleep. Even though you got 1 iron defense up, maybe 2 even. Let's argue with that, because it was a special type move. And that's what makes this metagame so interesting. Not only is it about your skill in devising a team and making sure that every poke is maxed out to its natural abilities, which are of course altered like real life nature in their IVs. It's almost like Pokemon genetics. It's freaking awesome if you're a nerd like me. And I hope you are. So I don't know what you guys think about this set. I think it could use some work, but it is interesting, and it definitely would confuse your opponents. So there's the confusion factor on that. But to me, I think it's a little too open on the special defensive side. So that's why I'm going to say stick with the offensive. But hey, that's me and my playstyle. So let me know what you think below. I'm sure you have your own playstyle, and I'd love to hear it. How have you used Salamence in the past? And, more importantly, what do you want to see next week? I'll just put a question mark, because I haven't looked at the comments recently, so I don't know what you commented last time. But the week after that even, what do you want to see? Because we are reaching the conclusion of this series at episode 100, when I will say goodbye, and, well, not all the way, but I'll still make content for this channel. Definitely having some card openings coming out soon. But, yeah. Definitely like to end series when I can. And so, if you want to keep getting effort value sets such as these, you might want to head over to my channel, youtube.com/DeogenZ, because I'll be restarting a spiritual successor in the name of this one, taking all the comments of the past, going over old sets, and it'll be called Pokemon Potential. So hopefully it has the potential to make your metagame masterful. Anyway, I'm DeogenZ, and I'll see you next week. Welcome back to Effort Value Expertise, the Heart Gold, Soul Silver Effort Value Training Series put on by me, DeogenZ. And today, what we are focusing on is physical attack. So, you want yourself an offensive sweeper, you say? Well, make sure that you have Pokerus and